Well, hello there, it's Senior Mash, talking rugby union. But this week, it's talking rugby. And you can see why. The Super League Grand Final played at Old Trafford on Saturday. Saw Wigan become the champions. Fantastic ground, Old Trafford. And great to see such a thrilling finale to a great Super League season. I was very impressed by the organisation by the team at Super League. It looked like a great event, a real destination for fans to support their teams in a wonderful final. It was pretty close, the final. Never really thought that Hull KR were going to get ahead, but always thought they were going to be within striking distance. It really took a moment of magic from Bevan French. My thoughts, reflections and memories? Well, Old Trafford, iconic sports venue. But what about over in Dublin, Croke Park? Leinster and Munster playing in front of over 80,000 people. Fantastic. And following on from last week, identifying Sale Sharks players watching live National League Rugby, this week we saw great names of rugby watching their son play National League. So good to see the level of support at National League Rugby. Let's see if we can keep building that supporter base. And on social media and the pitch, two of my favourites. Remember those soft spots I told you about? Mike Haley and Johnny Matthews. More to come in a moment. So, we're up to week 6 and I still seem capable of producing content. And I'm getting some good feedback. Big thanks, as I've said previously, to the team at Talking Rugby Union for actually amplifying my work on their YouTube channel. And whilst we're on their YouTube channel, please subscribe. There's over 500 unique video clips on there that really show the way in which Uni Rugby, Buck Super Rugby has evolved and how National League Rugby is continuing to move forward as a prominent league within English rugby. So, let's have a look what I've seen this week. On the results, well, I built up Doncaster last week in the Championship, and to my surprise, they managed to get nilled at home by London Scottish. And over the last few seasons, it really has been London Scottish that have struggled in the Championship. So well done, London Scottish. What a great result. Richmond and Dings, 31 apiece. National League Rugby at its best. I know Richmond still have huge aspirations to get back into the Championship. It will be interesting to know whether Richmond used the RFU tender process alongside Worcester Warriors, Wasps, London Irish. But don't be surprised, and I keep saying this, don't be surprised if you see the likes of Sale FC, Rams. Why wouldn't they apply to be Championship clubs? They have those aspirations. And then what about the universities? Durham, Bath, Exeter, Loughborough, well capable of playing in the Championship. Talking of students, this week in National League, not in Buck Super League, Loughborough played Exeter. And that, for me, was a very good result for Exeter on the road. I didn't expect that. I thought Loughborough would have held their ground at home. So let's see how the two of them perform for the rest of the season in National League and in Buck Super League. And I'm hoping that I might be able to get a guest on to the show Now I'm calling it a show. Wow, how things change. Sale FC versus Rosslyn Park. Rosslyn Park with a good away from home result there. Very impressed. And Sale were on a bit of a comeback, but I don't know, win one, lose one. Still think Sale have got what it takes to play in the Championship. And of course, Wigan versus Hull KR in the Super League Grand Final. Close game, very close game. Thoroughly enjoyed it, really did enjoy it. Thought the atmosphere was great. Typical rugby league weather. Not quite like what I watched on Grandstand in the 1970s with Eddie Waring, where you couldn't really tell who was who because there was so much mud. That Old Trafford surface played so well. So they're the eye-catching results from Talking Rugby Union this week. And the things that I've learned, well, players can still create those magic moments. I know the coaches talk about process and they talk about systems, but honestly, players create magical moments. And whether it's any code of rugby, Bevan French scoring that try at Old Trafford in the Super League Grand Final was something pretty special for me. He really looks like he would make a wonderful rugby sevens player, I've got to tell you. I watched the Bath and Gloucester game on TV, and as you know, one of my soft spots, Freddie Clark, starting in the row for Gloucester. Well, as good a performance as I thought Freddie had, the Gloucester line-out was truly their Achilles heel. I know Jack Singleton and Zach Mercer threw away some possession that led to tries, but the ease with which Bath were able to disrupt that line-out, that's a real cause for concern. And wow, hats off to Ted Hill at Bath. That was some performance in the second row. Didn't realise he could play in the second row, but it was a revelation, and I would imagine really caught Steve Borthwick's interest. The Scottish selectors must be looking at Josh Bayliss and thinking, this is a player we need to find a way of having in our squad. I thought he was quite excellent for Bath. I was really surprised that the TNT sports team gave player of the match to Ollie Lawrence as well as he played. For me, he wasn't really in the running. It really should have been Ted Hill or Josh Bayliss. But hey, we're all entitled to opinions. And I was somewhat surprised with the player of the match award on TNT for the Harlequins Saracens game. Good win for Harlequins, by the way. So to my favourites, well, Johnny Matthews. Death taxes and Johnny Matthews scoring tries. Good to see this from someone I follow on social media. And there's my son congratulating Johnny on a try in their Sedgley Park days. And then Mike Haley scored a try from a Gavin Coombs kick through. Wow, what a thing to see, Gavin Coombs kicking the ball like that. And Mike made no mistakes in scoring the try. And then just picked up on social media, not the result any Munster fan wanted, but at least we got this moment from Mike Haley at the end. I think Mike and R.G. Snyman are actually very good friends from their days at Munster, by the way. But good to see Mike making it onto social media and scoring tries. Two interesting tweets this week that I thought we should highlight. From the Telegraph and from Will Kelleher. Mainstream media really starting to unpick some of the financial issues facing the game and how this can impact the Premiership, how it can impact the championship, and potentially how it impacts world rugby. No doubt in my mind that promotion and relegation is so important in sport played here in the UK. Moving away from that really does worry me. Rugby needs promotion relegation. Telegraph, though, reporting that it's unlikely to take place this season between Premiership and Championship. Rather concerning, to be honest. They're not getting it quite right just yet. And rugby needs money. Certainly does. It's important that we pay at the gate. Go and watch live rugby. That's how we generate some income. However, there's no doubt that the economics of sport are ever changing, and that broadcast deals and sponsorships are so critical to the future. Interesting in the Times that Sir Bill Beaumont discusses going to the Middle East because that's where the money is. Follow the money. Interesting to see over the next couple of years. However, I do see money becoming the driver, and it's going to be important to see how that money flows into the whole of the game, including university rugby, including National League rugby, but actually all rugby. One for us all to keep an eye on. That magic moment from Old Trafford, what more can I say? Other than, not only was it a magic moment, it was rewarded with the inaugural Rob Burrow Award. And it was presented by Rob's father, Jeff. And that in itself just was so special, such a special moment. And Rob Burrow has done an enormous amount for MND, as has Doddy Weir. We're currently seeing all the work that Ed Slater's doing. If you do get a chance, please do support MND and the work that is happening out there. Oh, and those Star fans. Well, pick this tweet up from Tony Clabby at Rotherham Rugby, and there he is with Kenny Logan and Gabby Logan, whose son Ruben was playing for Leicester Lions. But isn't it great that talented youngsters like Ruben are playing National League rugby, but also that their parents, as with all rugby players, parents are an integral part of how we play the game. So well done Gabby, well done Kenny, and if Gabby's listening, why not give National League Rugby a plug next time you're on the TV? So I thought I'd just hit the archives. The 23-24 season in National League Rugby. Just some videos that I've taken and thought you might enjoy. They're at Sedgley Park. First one is a lovely fly half try by Warren Seals. Well done, Warren. Enjoyed that try immensely. Second one really just shows the efforts that are put into drilling teams at National League level. You can see some great body positions and some poor body positions in this maul from the line out. And what we see in National League is excellent coaching, and the quality of coaches that National League is now attracting is to be really celebrated and built upon.
Left shoulder! Now what?
One of my favourite try scorers watching National Leagues is always Andy Riley. He always seems to be on the score sheet. And if you read the Rugby paper, he's always in the top try scoring column. Well done, Andy. Great to see. And you know, sometimes scrums are much maligned, but here we have a 5 metre scrum. Sedge taking the pressure, penalty awarded, but Tom Ailes breaks from the base of the scrum to score a try under the posts. And just because I enjoyed it so much, here's Warren Seals scoring that try again. Enjoy those try scores. In previous weeks, I've looked at some history of sport, predominantly in Lancashire. Last week, we touched on Liverpool with my guest, Chris Hill, and it was great to have Chris alongside me. We touched on a number of points. Can't emphasise enough how much it's important that you, if you wish to, subscribe, like, share, comment. If you're using the YouTube channel of Talking Rugby Union, please do give those guys some support. They do some great independent work. They're not funded by the RFU. They're not funded by World Rugby. They really are a very independent rugby media group that are attempting to showcase young journalists and young players and coaches. I believe they're doing a great job. That's why I give them my support. But if you can do that through a click, please do. But this week, rather than going to the archives of the Liverpool Echo, it was the Gloucester Rugby website that caught my attention. Rivalry in the Southwest. The Bath Club was founded in 1865 by members of Lansdowne Cricket Club for something to do in the winter. So it predates the Gloucester Club by 8 years. But I really love that, for something to do in the winter. And it certainly echoes the research I've been doing that shows cricket was more mainstream in those mid-1800s, and that there was a real fear that football brackets soccer was quite a working class, violent game, and that rugby was really finding its feet. It's interesting that the first meeting of Gloucester and Bath was 1882. That's actually the year that, again, one of my soft spots, Rufford Cricket Club, was founded. So things go round in circles sometimes. And finally, as ever, thanks to the team at Talking Rugby Union and National League for allowing me to dip into some of their content and some of their archives. Very much appreciated. Until next time, please enjoy your rugby, subscribe, like, comment, share, but most of all, as I say, enjoy your rugby. Thank you.